Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look at XRP, see what's going on here. We do have a falling wedge type of pattern here where they're starting to print out. Potential for a breakout, of course, but we got to recognize too, the overall structure here is still fairly bearish on the short term. But typically these short-term bearish trends will typically break to the upside based on the simple fact that they keep retesting a macro support, which in this case here is at 2 to 205 range. So I'm still leaning more towards the price going up for XRP, but I will tell you the technical analysis is gonna contradict that statement, and mainly because this is a manipulated coin. Majority of the market's manipulated too, and don't take offense when I say that it's manipulated. It's market makers, not people like you and I, right? And for the most part, we have a lot of incentive for the price to go lower, but also starting to get that shift in momentum. Let's talk about it. So first things first, basically 210 to 216 is that macro, or more so the heavy concentration locally for liquidation. That's above the price. Below, we have this 205 to $2 range. So I wouldn't be surprised if they trick us into one last little pullback to this $2 range to get late shorts to be trapped and then to shoot the price back up from there. Either way you look at it, there's liquidation both above and below the price. We're in a tight range right now. It's holiday weekend. I wouldn't expect the price to break out right now, but I can tell you it'll break out soon. Mainly because the tighter you compress into a range, the more likely it is to shoot in either direction. The reason why I'm leaning more towards the price going up than down is simply put here, we have a liquidation delta is high to the downside. It's been overextended for a while, okay? You can only hold something down for so long. If you try to ever hold a flotation device underwater, it's inevitable it's going to surface, right? That's kind of where we're at here at this point, mainly because we're traveling into a macro support range of that low $2. So I think it's going to take a lot to get below $2. It'll have to take Bitcoin to go to like 83,000 or lower is my personal thoughts. So if Bitcoin continues to range, I think XRP will range too and inevitably break out. So there's that, but once more, I'm not trying to convince you that we're going to break out. I'm not, not biased towards this coin at all. It just feels like this one of those manipulation scenarios here, a trade setup that is commonly going to go the opposite way that the analysis will tell you. Okay, and the main reason why I feel that way is because, well, for one, we've got an early breakout from Solana. This one has a very similar structure where we had an accumulation phase, manipulation phase, and expansive phase, right? I think we're right on that verge of expanding here with XRP, mainly because we haven't surpassed this $2 mark or this 205 range. Once more, quick wick down to this lower support and then back off as if it never happened. That's probably going to occur here soon, pending we don't get Bitcoin to just go straight down, all right? So anyways, that's kind of where we're at there, but from a bigger picture here, just kind of give you some perspective and to be real with you, I'm always going to do that. We're in a macro structure bearish trend. So we're still establishing lower lows and lower highs. We're still under the 50-day SMA, which is the most important indication of being bullish or breaking bullish. We're not there yet. So we had to break at least 215 to 220 or higher to have any confidence in being like, we're back on track. There's just a lot of resistance above us. We zoom out too here, we look at this range here, we can recognize there's more volume above the price than below the price. Okay, and that's roughly at that about 240 mark, as I mentioned previously. So if we break free from 220, keep in mind 240 will be that next area of resistance. But not much else on the daily time frame kind of telling us too much here. It's a lower volume weekend, and I wouldn't expect a tremendous amount of opportunity. I can say congrats to our community for some nice profits on our our Solana trade. We do have a trade open with XRP. Our average entry is about 207, as you can see here. So we're pretty close to averaged out for our entry on that. But some coins are moving faster than others at this point. And I think that we are due to see a continuation. But if we take a look here, this falling wedge pattern here typically breaks the upside. You can only break down in a trend for so long. And once more, just to reaffirm, support at $2. Decent chance we go any lower. $2 will provide that support. So I'll be very interested in considering, adding to my spot bag at $2 if the price comes down to that level. Obviously, I have limit orders all the way down as low as 160, but for the most part here, these are the reasons why I feel we're getting faked out, and the likelihood of the price going higher is greater. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Just be willing to cut your losses too, though, folks. If we do end up seeing Bitcoin start running towards 80,000, obviously we're going to probably need a fundamental catalyst for that. We'll see sub $2, but I think it's going to take a lot to get this coin under $2. That's just kind of the concept here that I'm working with it. So hopefully that makes sense. I described it correctly. Why don't you comment below? Let me know what your thoughts are here. Do you think that XRP is going to shoot to the moon or pull back? I don't know. I never really think moon The word moon only enters my vocabulary when I'm referencing other idiots on my competition, for example. No offense to them, but nothing truly goes to the moon anymore. We're seeing a lot of suppression based on market manipulation. So if you ever have any doubts on that, take a look at altcoin dominance. It's pretty bad. All right. Anyways, conversation for another day. Be on the lookout for my playout chart. It's available on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I get a lot of questions here too. Yes, Bitunix is the exchange that I use and our community uses. You use my link to register, you get some awesome benefit rewards every month. So a really cool exchange. They take good care of us. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We look forward to seeing the next one. Take care out there.